Hey friends, I just want to quickly go through the app with you, talk through a few things and some new developments, some new tools that I think you'll like. I'm going to stumble through this, and my mouse is broken right now, so I really need you to bear with me because it's driving me nuts. But I think I'll get to be able to get across what it is that I'm looking for. So, or what it is that this is doing, and get to show you some new tools that I think are really exciting that'll make things really easy, which is the ultimate goal, is to plot and plan things as quickly and easily as possible, so we could save on some prep and make more money that way, right? All right, location. So up here we have location, blocking, camera, lighting, markup. All these things are automatically identified with shapes. So if we're on a location, this is going to be all of your location tools. This is the I don't remember what R is. That's so funny. Window, door, or sorry, this is wall, door, window, floor, ceiling, which isn't marked. And we have buildings, roads, cars, and stairs. I feel like these are the essentials for everything. Oh, R is supposed to be props. I have not gotten to work with this props tool yet, but it's going to be one of those things that, if characters can interact with it, then yeah. And then down here, I have some shapes that we can draw because in locations we just need random shapes sometimes. Yeah, and then we have this pen tool where we can just draw random things, and a random line tool. This one needs to be worked out. And then I also have some other sketch tools. This one's a little experimental of turning things into architecture. I'm not in love with it. That'll probably disappear. And I have some decor and markup tools, which I'll get to later. And this is your fill bucket. Someone said, a fill bucket for, let's just make it this color. That's that tool. And of course, a measuring tool, so we can see how far everything is. That's the location blocking. In fact, I could really quickly just show you. Sorry, this is a wall. Let's go to 3D and zooming in, zooming in. Sorry. So wall, door. We can add doors. We can add windows. So windows can actually be connected, which I think the wall has to be straight for them to perfectly connect. So, but it should make a bigger window here. Each of these things also have options in the inspector over on this side that are specific to them. So on this window, I can change the width and height. Let's just make it 9 by 9. And I figure like it's not really our job to do like the previs stuff. I just think that it's nice to be able to do these things pretty quickly to really represent what it is. This I wouldn't call this previs, but on some level, I guess it is. And I'm not gonna ever get to this to the point where I have meta humans and whatnot. I really don't care about that. So all I want to be able to do is show people what it is that we're doing. So if it ends up being a window that looks like this, then great. Although I know I can do a little bit better on that. All right. And then blocking. Sorry, I really didn't get into any of this. So why don't I do that? Okay, so if I draw a floor, I can draw a floor. It drops a floor onto the wall. If I draw a ceiling, it draws it at a specific height, it drops it at a specific height, which is, oh, my darn mouse is gonna drive me nuts. The height happens to be the height of the wall. Okay, so you can see that. In fact, instead of doing it here, I can also do this in top mode, and I think that would be better. And so since this one's getting really frustrating, I'm going to go ahead and lock it, so I can transform it to locked and say, come back to my ceiling tool and draw a circle around that. And now I have a ceiling. And in the top view, there is a ceiling here, but obviously I need to see through the ceiling in order to see my scene. So I've made it that way. Jump back into 3D, and you can see we have a ceiling and some general idea of the lighting here. So yeah, okay. Region is locked. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right. So this is one of the things I got to work on is just navigating around there. Anyway, so you got a ceiling. I can do a building. If I put a building in, I'm just clicking and dragging out. It's adding more levels to the building. I can go up to 10 when I first drop a building. But yeah, if I go down, it's just one. This can do three. But if I need more stories, if I want to start making an entire city, then I can actually add the stories over here. Let's go to 60. Sure, actually, I think that's a little bit bonkers. But let's see. Is that gonna be a good angle in here? I'm gonna have to get the camera out to do that. Yeah. Anyway, it's tall. You get it. Tall building. Yay. And then I can option drag things to duplicate them. So now I have two tall buildings, maybe three. And and then I have roads, which are a lot of fun. So roads. Oh, and there's my mouse doing the mouse things. And I'm probably, yep, come on, mouse, you can do it. It's probably a combination of rendering and my mouse at this point. Oh, and also you can see the sun here, which I can just drag around wherever I want it to be, and it'll just kind of rotate our entire scene. Oh, it seems to want to be right in front of me, which I don't want it right in front of me. So yeah, and if that's annoying, then I also have all of the options over here where I can change the ambience, I can change the sun, I could change the elevation and the azimuth, which is, we obviously want it backside or somewhere in here. Sure, why not? That looks interesting. And then we can also set in an actual location. So ignore that. I don't live there, and we'll just say that I don't know. Can't think of an address right now. This is my old address in Denver, Spear Boulevard, Denver, Colorado, and it'll find that. Denver Tower condos. That's right. Let's find that. And I click it. And now all I have to do is adjust the time and it knows where to be and when. So then when I think about my orientation, if I'm in the top view, I have the north, south, east, west. And if I can match the building to where it's at, then generally I'll get some cool idea of where that sun is. And then if I go back into 3D view, let's keep going. We have roads supposedly. Yep. And it's interacting with the floor. But if I just right click a little bit and drag up, that changes the Z index, and that's true for all things. Now the roads are a lot of fun because we can quickly, if I jump into top view here, I can very quickly draw a road, but then I can also quickly draw, if my mouse works, an intersection. So you'll see it just kind of adds an intersection there. And I'm not sure why it wants to rotate right now, but that'll be worked out. These are the little bugs, every little thing. And then also when we draw these roads, the other thing that's happening here is we can draw them pretty rough, right? If I click this too, and I wanted to conform it, I can actually come over to my inspector and conform everything to 90 degrees so that I get a straight road. Conform to 90. I thought I had that on the other tools. I guess I didn't have that on the wall tool, but I did have the smooth out the wall tool. So kind of go through and great. Now we have some roads and some intersections that match. And we're building out something. I put a road right through my set. And if I scroll while I'm on the road, I can rotate that. Little glitch there. It's the rotation point is not working there. So I will have to fix that later. All right. And now let's keep going, go back to 3D. And you can see they're still on the same level as the floor. If I need them to be like normally, I wouldn't do the floor and the road together. So I would assume that that would just be the floor, but I could still, again, I could just raise them. If I wanted to build some sort of bridge, then maybe I can do that. Maybe this is a road that goes over the home. And all I'm doing is right clicking and dragging up. I'm not sure how this is going to work on iPad, but it should be interesting to find out. I'm sure that those iPad Pros have quite a bit of power and can maybe handle it. I have zero confidence, actually. All right. I also have stairs. The stairs are supposed to be set to go to the default to the top of the walls. We'll come back to the stairs later. They are actually functional in a way that's kind of interesting and fun, and that has to do with the blocking. This tool is, I don't know what this is. Oh yeah, this is that sketch tool where I can draw characters and things. Don't worry, I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's like an auto thing, and I hate it. I absolutely despise it, and I need it to burn. So, other things that we have here are one thing that I came up with that I think is a lot of fun is decor. So if you feel like you want to, I don't know, decorate the floor, we can do that. And the way we could do that is if I, oh, that one's region, that one's locked. I mean, not region. So this is our ceiling. I can press this button up here. You see this little brush and pen come up. We have to keep these things light because this is really going to take a lot of rendering ability because it's creating 3D objects. But if I start just drawing on here, whatever I want, it's actually creating that drawing and creating that drawing on here. So yeah, it's I really got to get these controls in hand together. Um, we'll come out of that and I'll show you. Yep. Anyway, we're very easily and quickly able to draw on things. Wow, I am really just being funky and pressing weird buttons right now. But yeah, so I can very easily and quickly draw on that. I'm going to go ahead and just reset this. All right. So, so here's our world, and I'm going to come back to top view, and here's what it looks like in top view. So we see our roads, we see our walls. The roads are going through those walls and things. I might have to relayer those in this specific view. And what I'm doing is making sure that elements are working in this view and in our 3D view. So we get like a blueprint of our scene and the actual like top flattened view as well as the 3D view. Let's see, I didn't showcase shapes. Okay, let's get on to blocking. That's fine. Okay, so blocking, gonna come back to my location actually, and now let's go to the blocking and I'll go to 3D mode and actually now let's just go to blocking top mode. I think this will be easier. So let's just say we have our scene. I think I made this way too big. Oh, I can't select anything, right? Because I'm in blocking and I'm not on the location stage. So all of that, none of that is going to be moved. The only thing that's going to actually be moved that is on location and also on blocking is going to be the car, because cars need to move too. And so this was the one I didn't show you, which has some special tools and tricks to it as well. And I'm just going to bring the car here. It is best practice to just kind of keep everything right in the center here. In fact, I may even be a little off. Yep, that's fine. We'll just keep it there. and jump to 3D, and here's your fancy sedan of sorts. And moving around, I really need a shortcut to just kind of, maybe it's spacebar or something. I don't remember how the 3D programs do that one. I think it is the spacebar to just kind of do a global spin. Someone could tell me that. Someone could tell me that here. And then come back to my top view. And with characters, when I drop them, so you'll see I'm dropping a character. For some reason, the screen is rotating. I've had to fix this before. So I drop a character and he's facing, you can see which way he's facing. And I had it kind of choose the average height or the average dimensions of a human head. It looks nothing like a human head, but I have it there. And I also don't know why it is below the road. The road is killing me here. All right, these are things that need to be corrected. So I'm going to get rid of that road. And now you can see his colors. And it is actually changing. Every time I add a character, it is adding a different character. That's also going to change in the future so that it just adds the same character and you can choose which character that you're adding. For now, I think this is fine because what I really like to do, I'm going to turn snapping off. What I really like to do is just option drag anyway to duplicate. And so option drag that. And I'm curious here. Yeah. And now I have these three different points for blocking. So if I wanted them to get in the car, say, I don't know, maybe we have this person here. They're talking to each other at one point, and I'm just gonna think about this as different cues. Like this person's talking to this person, and then they kind of I'm gonna duplicate this, option dragging to duplicate. And the option drag is really, I'm just rotating there. And I also think like I'd like to stick with some of the rules of shot designer where like the rotations and whatnot. I think it's not totally necessary. Anyway, so you see, this is the cool tool I wanted to show you. So there is a tool called Q and Combine that I came up with, which is not, that's so funny. That is not that. It's not there. Let's see. Can we find it? Q and Combine. Q and Combine. Is this it? Nope. Boy, I don't remember my own tools. And also, as long as it's here, Q and Combine. Oh, okay. So for some reason, I don't have it showing on the blocking page. So I do have it here on the camera page though. And so I can queue. So you see it said set Q1, here's Q2, and then Q3. And now if I play that down here, just like Shot Designer, you'll see it's Q1, here's Q2, and here's Q3. And now I can stay on this tool without grabbing any other. It knows that I'm clicking a different object. So it's like Q1. Oh, whoops. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. See, this is the bug. This is the bugs. These are the things that I'm dealing with. So I added a Q4 and it changed the character to that character. It shouldn't have done that. It should have just started at Q1. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to blocking. I will re-add this character and well, back to blocking. I will re-add this character and we'll do the queuing again. So back to camera and again, I'm choosing the Q2, Q3, and I did not do a Q4 for this character, and I should have. So I'm going to go ahead and jump to Q3. So 1, 2, 3 here. And let's go ahead and I'm going to do the blocking, and I'm going to put the character here. Now, the next thing you'll notice is like, so I'm on Q3, and then I have my car and I want it to drive away. So this is where Q3 is, and then I'm going to go to Q4, and I want it to drive away. And you'll see that anything that drops into the car is actually is going to attach itself to the car. And by anything, I mean well, the car shouldn't have. All right. Well, again, you know, whatever, a weekend, for some reason, this car is still parented to, or this character is still parented to the car, and from the back, which it shouldn't be at this point. And this is where this stuff gets complicated because what's supposed to happen is like there's a keyframe that when it gets to the car, it gets parented to the car, and then the car moves. And so it's a this becomes like a child of the car, and then if it cues outside of the car, then it's no longer parented to the car. That is the method of madness there. And what's cool about all of this is that again, we have it all in 3D as well. So I'm going to go to 3D. Let's give it a watch. It may take a second to render. We saw the car does jump back. They get in the car, and then the car drives off. Um, and now for the character in the car, I can come back to Q3 and I should lower them a little bit. And I can go to Q4 and lower them a little bit. If you're comfortable and okay with keyframing, then you'll pick this part up fast. Looks like the face is not quite on the right side as well. Little things that nope, it is. Yeah, face is on the right side. Um, great, great. And now we have a little scene, which I can. Oh, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, which I can play. So this is the scene. This button here is a render button, so it'll render it just to be a higher frame rate. Looks like they get in the car and they drive away. Great. Okie doke. Let's see. Where else are we? It's props. Okay. I think we figured out the car. I showed you that. All these have different options. Again, I can make this an SUV. I can make it a truck. These have different heights. I probably wouldn't have needed to lower the character for the other ones, but yeah, I will adjust this to make it work. Okay. And then for blocking as well, the other thing I wanted to show you that I am currently working on is character perspective. So actually being able to say at this queue, I want them to be there. So let's say Q1, and I'm going to press escape and double click it. This is the first queue. Let's just say for the character, they should be looking at this person, and then we'll jump to Q2 and oh, looks like I was able to move the truck over to me. Huh. All right. Well, that's silly. Um, okay. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Not only can I move them, boy, I am losing it here. Yeah, this is a brand new is one of the last things. Oh, there you go. Hey, look, there's that guy. Um, go to Q3. Uh, and I think I'm in the car. Yeah, I am in the car. I drive off to the sunset. I can also shift myself over. I'm using the left and right arrows and forward. Uh, it is forward and backward. It just looks like up and down. For my goodness. And if I play back, it should play from this character's perspective. So really treating it like a camera. Wow. And I drive off and I'm looking backward now. I don't know if that tracked okay. Let's we're figuring this out together. So if I come back to this, yeah, it looks like the perspective isn't actually looking in the direction that the character is looking. So and things are really getting wonky with that truck. So I will I'll make sure that those work. All right. Next up, I just wanted to showcase the stairs real quick. There is a it's like the stairs are funny. They should go up the stairs. That sounds a little bit crazy, but if I do movement, um, oh, by the way, if I go back to 3D, it's gonna take me back to the last perspective, um, the last view. It does not mean that we're jumping back into the POV. I think that's pretty clear. Um, but yeah, that's a little thing. Oh, and also I can, I will rotate things and just scroll in my wheel. Um, yeah, so default height should be up to there. Um, Now, if I let's just say I take a floor, I'm gonna draw another floor here, and you'll see that it drew it up there because it's trying to be at another level. Um, so if I take my character and move him this way, back to blocking because our location is locked, see that the character wants to jump up to the second floor there, right? So, um, I'm gonna duplicate that character, bring him back down. Um, One of the things that I want to be able to do here is take this Q and combine button and say, which I keep thinking is that one, and it's not. It is definitely not. It is this one. So click the Q there, and use stairs to get to character. I'm like, okay. And now it wants to take the stairs, which is it's kind of cute, right? And so it adds these in between cues. Um, right? All right. I don't, yep. And it takes the stairs up to get to itself. So it's finding the least path of resistance to get there. And it's definitely confused right now because, um, well, because I had all these other cues set. And so if it's 1.3, 1.6, 2, yeah. So, um, yeah, that's a little thing that I'm working on. And then okay, so we have the camera tool. We haven't really gotten into the camera tools. I'm sorry. All right, so cameras. I mean, it's cameras. We can drop cameras all over the place, and just like the characters, we could do a lot of those cool things that you could do. I can enter a camera if I want to, so I'm just double clicking it. Um, I right click to focus. I think that was similar to the. Oh, I should get back to my select tool. Just in this instance, just because I keep clicking other cameras. Um, but anyway, similar to the oh, what was that great video game program? That just seemed to have just fallen off.